Hey YouTube, many of you probably haven't seen, I also have an S13 240SX, an 89, and it's basically all stock. And it's summer now, so I got the car out and just been working on a few things, but the main thing I want to get done in this video is fixing the speedometer. So it picks and chooses when it wants to work and when it doesn't, so I want to get that fixed, and I think it has to do with the instrument cluster having maybe a cold solder joint on the back. So in this video we are going to try and fix the speedometer, but we're going to go ahead and take it for a little ride and I'll show you what I mean. Now, would you believe me if I told you this car had AC that works and it's cold? Alright, but here we are cruising, doing about 30, and you can see that the speedometer is not working. I'll try and get a little clip of it jumping up, because every once in a while it'll jump up and work, or sometimes it'll go all the way around to like 115. So it kind of just does what it wants. So we're gonna get this whole console taken apart. We're gonna take out the instrument cluster and again see if we can find some cold solder joints and reflow them. She's getting the hang of it. Go, go, go! Dang it, wrong side. Alright, we took it for a quick rip. We really like driving this car. I'm not sure why. It's just so fun and old school, especially with like the seat belts that are automatic. But yeah, we couldn't get the speedometer to work at all. So we're just going to go ahead and start taking it apart. So we got to take apart this plastic here in the dash. Some of this, I believe. I think we also have to drop the steering column a little bit. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start digging into it so we can get this cluster out. Come here, Dodge. Oh, Dodge. Come here. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, so there it is. We got the cluster out. Took us about 30 minutes, I would say. Wasn't too bad. We did take out 2 bolts that held up the steering column, so we could drop this and get those plastic parts out, and then, made it a lot easier. Next is to go ahead and take this apart a little bit more to go ahead and access the part of the speedometer, the circuit board for the speedometer. Perfect. Alright, so we got the speedometer out, and here's the back of it. And so somewhere, hoping that there is a bad solder joint, and so don't know which one it is. So we're just going to go ahead and reflow all of them, and I'm going to take it over to my buddy's house who's got some nice equipment for this kind of work, who has a gas solder gun. So I'm going to let him take a look at it and resolder them. Alright, so we're about to hop in the daily and take the speedometer over to my buddy's house and trade some labor for some labor. I'm going to weld up an exhaust for him, and he's going to reflow these joints for me. Alright, so my girlfriend already peaced out. She is going shopping, and here is my buddy's Civic that we're going to be welding up the exhaust on. So I'm going to get that done today. And here is his project car. It is a diesel Rabbit, and he's up here at the front. What year is this?
1982.
An 82 Rabbit. And this is literally a true barn find.
Yeah, we got it. My girlfriend's family, she had it. They had it in a barn for the past 2 years. That I went to their family reunion barn dance, and I saw it and I asked him if he would sell it. And he's like, "Sure, make an offer." And I offered him $100, and he took it. Told me it'd been sitting there for 15 years. We finally got it running.
Yeah, it does run. We can start it up.
Yeah.
But right now you're working on the brakes. Put all new brake lines in it. All right, so it's been a minute since he last started this motor, and there's no coolant in it, so we're gonna go ahead and try and start it up. Might need to help old girl out with some starting fluid. Go ahead. Maybe it's broken. Oh no!
Fuck. Yeah, she gone. She gone. There's nothing.
What the hell? Alright, so we just thought we completely blew the motor, but all we did was unplug the battery, and it seems to want to turn over at least now. Still doesn't want to start, but at least it didn't grenade the motor by spraying some. So he's got the speedometer under the microscope. You definitely probably don't need this kind of a setup to do this on your own. You could probably just reflow them, but he's got all the nice equipment, so I'll bring it to Joseph to do. And so he's looking at it under the microscope, and we've got it on the big screen, so we're taking a look at some of the joints, and we'll find one that's potentially cold, and hopefully show it to you on the big screen, show you what it looks like. Alright, so we think we found the culprit of the issues we're having.
So we've got the continuity tester on it. If we connect these two lines, they should be connected. So like this one and this one, if we touch both of them, then it beeps, so it tells you that they're connected. Now this one and this top post, or this bottom post, it does not unless I press hard on it. See how if I press over on it, it'll beep. And then also, if you look down, and you'd have to have a microscope for this. You can't really see it very well without. But if you look here, there is there's a ring around it. There's starting to be a ring around this one as well. But this one, you don't see that ring. That ring is cracks, and that's where whenever you move it, you can. It's really hard to see on the camera, but basically wiggling that allows it to work. So that's why whenever it heats up and contracts in various weathers, that's why it'll intermittently work.
Yeah.
So we should only have to reflow that one, but just as a precaution, we're going to go through and reflow just all of them.
Yeah, and you'd never be able to see this just looking at the board. I mean, we've got it zoomed in so much on the screen, But that's why it's, you know, just good best practice to reflow them all. Okay, so we're back at home and we're going to throw this speedometer back into the cluster now that it's should be all fixed. We're going to throw it in and put it back in the car and see if it works. All right, so it's the moment of truth. I've got the car put together back just enough so we can go ahead and test it and see if it works. If the work was worth it, we'll know quite soon. Oh gosh. All right. Turn those off. Moment of truth. It's working! It's working! Look at that! It's working! I can't freaking believe it. That's awesome. Look, even Dodge is happy. Dodge, are you happy? You happy? Well, got all the interior pieces put back together. And it's driving good. Speedometer is working great. Even what I'm also most happy about is the tripometer is working because now I can see what kind of gas mileage I'm getting on this car, because I'm really curious about that. I think it's getting pretty good gas mileage, so I'm really happy that that this is working. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it'll help you if you're watching to fix your speedometer issue. It fixed mine, so I hope you have the same luck I do. All right, see you in the next one.